Lots to talk about today, and a lot of it has to do with AI stuff because AI is taking over the news feed and eventually the planet.
Yeah.
And Microsoft and Google are rushing to be the de facto standard for all your AI needs. And obviously, OpenAI, ChatGPT, but that's what I mean when I say Microsoft. Microsoft want to rush to actually show you that, hey, we've got it in our products ASAP. Like, they went to work. They're like, oh, this stuff is wildfire. Take our 10 billies. Let us whip it into Bing. Revitalize Bing. Now, I heard a lot of different takes on this because they had their event yesterday and they were kind of, showing off how they see you using this. And you had mixed feelings on sort of the branding around all of this. Bing itself, it's kind of, it's a history. People have feelings about that brand. And I'm not sure if the whole integration is the best way to do it. I know that they've got the brand. I know some people use it. I know it's really not as bad as some people make it out to be, but it's just, it wasn't necessarily the dominating force in the space. And they're looking at ChatGPT and saying, hey, well, or OpenAI, and through an integration, can we have a leg up and can we revitalize this brand, Bing? And that's a unique strategy. I mean, they could have just... I know in the interest of speed, it probably made the most sense to just throw this AI assistant, this text-based assistant, this chatbot straight into what they already had. Because it's like, well, we've got some people going there and whatnot. But I don't know, part of me imagines a pristine new start to the whole thing. Where you think from the ground up what a search engine might look like if it was oriented around chat or dialogue. It might be totally different. Instead of having something that's really formatted for the old search style, and probably Google's going to do something similar, and then instead you kind of bolt on the conversational aspect of an AI-based experience. But anyway, it's in there now, and as you can see, there's all types of marketing for it. It's taking up a huge percentage of the screen real estate over there, and it's kind of showcasing what it can do to sort of I guess describing why you might want to use it, introducing the new Bing, your AI-powered answer engine, never mind search engine. There's a big button there to join the wait list, but I did obviously watch some of the demos. You gave it a crack, and you can see how it sort of fills in the text in real time, and how, in this case, the suggestion, sure, I can suggest a 3-course menu with a chocolate dessert for your vegetarian dinner party. Here are some possible options. Starter, wild mushroom tartlets with onions. As you can see, it's conversational, but it's also comprehensive. And that's what you get with ChatGPT. That's what's been going on, and now it just lives in a place that might be easier to access. I do have some questions around scaling. It's been hard enough to get ChatGPT going like via OpenAI, and now we have it plugged in here. How quickly can you implement Microsoft money to make sure that the thing keeps, can scale? And probably that's the reason you have this wait list going on at the moment, because it's going to take time to deal with the volume, especially if there's a mass adoption of this alternative way of searching. And of course, Google's likely working on the same thing. So I don't know. Listen. Anytime you're dealing with a new technology, I think there's probably, there's a couple of things happening in tandem. You're trying to be first to market. You're trying to be fast. And so then you get your bolt-on aspect. But then at the same time, you're wanting to immediately let people know that you're doing this thing. So in a way, you kind of mess up the user experience of the main search engine. Because now it's it's almost like half and half the way you have this, the way you're zoomed in on this page. It's a huge portion. And then there could be a little confusion there over what do I want to do? I have these two different pathways to take. And I'm a little bit conflicted on whether it should be some completely separate thing.
I agree. I completely agree. I mean, look at this. There's so many different branding elements here that are completely different. Like the button styles, the fonts, the sizing. It's a UI nightmare. in my opinion.
It's a bit of a nightmare. Now, what's funny is the idea of asking questions in a conversational way is not like it's not new to search. You remember you used to have companies. Do you remember Ask Jeeves, Will? Like you used to have this idea, and then obviously you have other places you ask questions online, but you ask humans like Quora and other places, and obviously forums once upon a time. Like it wasn't AI driven and it wasn't rapid, but the idea of asking questions is kind of nice, and the conversational web, it's kind of nice. But the problem is, how do you quickly and easily explain that to people? And how do you have people want to engage with it and not be confused? I think that's the challenge at the moment. But I know they want to be first to market. They want to say, hey, adopt our browser because we have this thing integrated right now. And I think that this was more a consequence of speed than anything else.
I still think this is a great opportunity for Clippy to come back.
Clippy.
They can be, or it can be an assistant.
Little character over there on the side.
Yeah, it could be like a chat bubble.
Listen, man, they're committed to this. They're committed to this Bing branding. And honestly, I don't know in the long term if the character thing makes any sense. Because if you look what happened, Assistant versus Siri, and not to say, I mean, the technologies are obviously different, but I think people have some sort of AI apprehension around personality. Once AI has personality, and if does happen to be really intelligent with personality, people get scared. They're like, stop acting so much like a human, all right?
Yeah.
Somehow, we seem to allow for a lot more of it if it just has some sort of generic title.
Sure.
And then we're like, okay, that's fine. So listen, I don't know. Space Odyssey screwed us all up.
It made it bad.